Hey, it's your friend Jesse. If you don't know me already, I own a first of its kind store in Hamilton, Ontario, where everything is made in store with varying methods of additive manufacturing. What most people refer to as 3D printing, but there's a lot more to what we do than just 3D printing. It's not just wiring up lights or creating fun and engaging window displays or building furnitures with all sorts of different materials. It's solving problems. It's fixing things for people who don't know where else to go. It's about becoming part of our community. And more than anything, it's about serving that community. We just opened a store, and if somebody walks out unhappy, they are never coming back, and neither are their friends. So more than anything, it's customer service. And it's servicing people who are potential customers. On May the 4th of 2024, we opened our doors to the public, and yes, it was a great opening day. The community showed up, and we had a lot of fun. And after that, it slowed down to a point where the store isn't even coming close to paying the bills. Like, I can't stress it enough, not even close. We're talking days where you do like $25 in revenue, but you pay staff $20 an hour, and you're open 11 hours a day. On one of those days, a deranged lunatic tries to follow an employee into the store while filming and threatening her, who ended up punching me in the face a bunch. On another day, my girlfriend took a trip to Montreal and had our car stolen off a residential street. Every day, it's just something else that hurts me financially and emotionally, and maybe even physically. But then, something happened. The days kept going and we kept our heads down and kept grinding, and all of a sudden, the same thing kept happening. And with slow summer days and low sales and mounting bills, it's becoming a lot. Welcome to the next episode of Print and Play.
printandplay.ca.
Before I get started, I want to take a moment to thank our YouTube subscribers and our supporters on Patreon. You are the concrete foundation on which this store can prosper and succeed. If you haven't already, just hit that subscribe button to follow my journey into madness. And if you want to keep me alive a little longer, you can join the ranks of our patrons, and get behind the scenes access, thoughts, commentary, and concerns, along with discounts on our services, all while helping us build a better future together. Check out patreon.com/printandplaycreations. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and now back to the show. So this store is on a street where the majority of people have never seen 3D printing in their lives. We're next to a Starbucks and nestled between gift shops and restaurants. This is Lock Street, where people in my city come to have a day, shop, and have an experience. Not a single person walking around on this street has ever walked past a 3D printed retail store in their daily routine, ever. They've never walked past a self-manufacturing store that can be a toy store, a shoe store, paint-your-own-anything store, speaker store, or music store all in one. You can even come for a date, bring in some food or drink from any of the amazing local restaurants, sit down and paint a canvas or a milk jug, because in Canada, we drink milk out of bags. And honestly, this has been a really hard, really long start. It's not something I could have done alone. I hired staff. People who are better than me at design and better than me at dealing with other people, because I am emotionally dead inside. Our grand opening was nothing short of special. A bunch of families in the neighborhood came out. We had Guinness Book of World Records holder Fast Eddie McKenzie stop by and do some yo-yo tricks for everyone. It was a great day, but then it became the calm after the storm. It became just another store on the street. It's really hard not to take things personally when you put everything you had into something, only to have someone pop in and say, oh, this is all just plastic junk, or I don't want to print and play, as if they even know what that means. A very, very small minority of people have had some kind of limited experience with 3D printing, and some of them are quick to dismiss anything we make based on experiences they had 10 years ago with surface layers. Then there's others who come in who have printers or do printing regularly, and to be fair, it comforts my soul when they say something like, I wish I thought of this, or this is amazing to see. Because here's the thing, FDM and resin 3D printing have become good enough and viable enough to use as a means of full-scale production. and I'm never going to be willing to accept anything different. It means I'm going to keep putting my money and my time where my mouth is to pursue this endeavor I believe in. You have to believe in what you're doing, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else. Something that I learned in my years of being a commercial director is that the point of having a director is that that's who's going to be the person with the vision to tie together all the loose ends that everyone else sees. It takes vision. It takes a degree of educated confidence. Look at any successful leader in history, heads of state, generals, whoever. They can see what everyone else around them doesn't see. A path to victory. Of course, everything in life is a gamble, no question. Anything can change overnight, like a 35% increase on tariffs on my best-selling products to the US, just as an example. But you have to be willing to risk a lot to gain a lot. You have to be willing to walk away from whatever you're doing in life to focus full time on building something functional, or make enough time to make it happen. I met a buddy named Kyle on this adventure so far, and he stepped away from his career as a mechanic to develop and sell his 3D printed computer case components. Check out his channel and Etsy store at Ultra Precision Technology. He's a perfect example of somebody who believes in himself enough and is confident enough and willing to scale everything up and put his time and money on the line to create something new that he believes in, something that other people don't think about. You have to know your market. You have to have products that people want. And that's just the start. If you're going to do something like open a retail storefront, you need to consider a lot more than just having some products to sell. It needs to be experiential. It needs to be something that people can walk into and have their minds expanded, to foster ideas and innovation. Honestly, nothing makes me happier than when people mention on their way out that they have to really think about what's possible now that they have a 3D print farm in their neighborhood. Of course, if all they walk out with is a desire to formulate an idea and not a purchase item in hand, obviously it does not help things along in the immediate present. Print and Play Creative Manufacturing, the store of the future, has been open for 2 months, and here are some of my biggest takeaways so far. Number 1, nobody reads anymore. People don't know what to do. They don't know what they want. They literally come in, walk straight past everything in the store, straight to the counter and say, how does this work? What do I do here? It's so easy to reply with, well, it's a store. You can look around and buy things. Like, I don't come off as arrogant enough already, but it's also really easy to point out that people don't read. The night before opening to the public after 3 months of renovations and printing, I was in a rush to print signs out for all over the store to explain how things work and what to do. It took that long to really figure out what to say about everything and what to do here. How to introduce the materials to people, how to direct them through this novel idea, or detail what exactly this place is. And I think I am being generous when I say 1 in 10 might read something. I think I'm still being generous if I suggest that even 1 in 20 read any of the signage on the walls or in the front window. Nobody reads anymore. Maybe they never did. Number 2, expectations and entitlement. There's another thing I've noticed. People walk in with kids under 7 years old, kids under the age of learning to reason, and they don't even really look around to read either. They only add this as a cherry to the top of this cake. So my kids can't just come in and design like anything they want and then you make that. Like, if they themselves as an adult can't comprehend what goes into computer assisted design and modeling, why should they make the assumption that their prepubescent child will be able to pick it up, let alone thrive and comprehend something within an hour that an industrial designer goes to school for 4 years to learn? What's wrong with that picture? Not us. We do go out of our way whenever we can to make a kid's dream a reality, like a little painting of a dragon that a girl made and just wanted a dragon painted like that. So let's be honest, there's no shortage of dragon files out there. And we just painted it the way she wanted and she was so happy. Or the little boy who brought in a picture of an F-14 Tomcat that he wanted a model of painted the way that he painted the picture, and that was no problem either. But the 2 E's are real. People assume that we can design something for nothing and have it printed in under an hour and for under $1. That's not good business, and we're not here to get taken advantage of. Number 3, people are such I've alluded to this before, that yes, there are supportive people online, and a couple in real life. Overall, it's the trash that crawls out from under the woodwork and has something negative to say in the YouTube comments, or Facebook. My favorite comment is still going to have to be 3D print someone who cares, but just the amount of negativity and criticism sometimes, and sexism. I hired women to work in this store because honestly, I haven't had a man walk in yet who's prepared to put aside some kind of pride or birthright, who would be willing to take direction and learn how we do things in this store while still putting a smile on their face and servicing those customers who are so important. Attitude and first impressions are everything. And honestly, I couldn't be more proud to be working with the two women I currently work with in the store. On days where I actually just want to cry and not talk to anyone, they talk to everyone. They prop me up when I need to be, and they tie up all those loose ends that I'll never think of. More than anything, they represent a philosophy that this isn't just stuff for nerdy guys. It's not just technology and gadgets. It's people who can look you in the eye and make you feel welcome. It's people who can prove that more than anything, girls can do anything that guys can do. Often, even more. But, oh my god, some of you are sexist. And oh my stars, some of you are jerks to accuse me of being a creep or just hiring young women for the reasons you suggest. I don't need to jump back into the mud with these people, but yeah, wow. There's people who make quick passing comments in response to my claims of opening the first of its kind true 3D printed store in the world. People with maker spaces, people with 3D printing shops where they provide services or workshops, and people who have craft fair stands. Let me make this pretty clear. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm not trying to be arrogant or crap on whatever it is you guys are doing with your business, but there is no other store to date where you can walk in and get your foot scanned and have a 3D shoe made for you on location. There is no other store to date that offers the kinds of services we do, while offering the range of products that we do, with the inventory in store that we have. We have the largest STEM fee bar on the planet. People can come in and build anything they think of with these parts. We do repairs, vehicle parts, prosthetics, workshops, designs, consultation, training, shoes, jewelry, bags, furniture, lighting, costumes, beehives, instruments, and anything else you would expect from a gift shop or a toy store. We even have a paint your own selection, and you can sit down and be treated to paint service where you select paints from a menu and have them brought to you in 3D printed palettes with water and 3D printed cups while you sit down on a 3D printed stool. So yeah, I'm not trying to be rude or condescending, but I do believe I am being bold by doing this and making this claim. This is the first of its kind 3D printed store in the world. There's some jerks in real life too. There's a business owner down the street with a gift shop who resells prints of Cinderwings dragons, of course unattributed and claiming it to be a Canadian design, which it's not. But as soon as I went and introduced myself and explained that there's nothing I won't sell as long as it's not copyrighted or a gun, then she just got really condescending and dismissive and rude. I offered to sell them to her for the same price, but she wasn't receptive to that idea either, claiming that they were art and that her 3D printing guy is just better than everyone else at what he does. But why would anyone so good at 3D printing be stuck making fidgets and flexi toys, probably at a loss, to split the profits with some retail gift shop? Anyway, she went all over the street and told people that I'm a jerk, but I'm learning that she's done that with all the young business owners on the street anyway, so she's really just embarrassing herself at this point. If she was making the stupid dragons by herself, it would be different, but I digress. Yesterday, we had a local busker outside playing steel drums, and honestly, it's such a pleasure to have him on our street, let alone by our store. I got a call on the shop phone from somebody claiming to be sitting outside of Starbucks, telling me that the guy banging on drums sounds stupid, like that's not even a beat. It's just his opinion, but it doesn't really sound like music. It honestly came across as casual racism. And I told him that he was free to go anywhere else and drink his coffee on the public sidewalks of our city. But for some reason, he felt the need to call our store and tell us that. Like, it's people, right? So frankly, that's kind of what the deal has been. It's been tough. It has not been easy, and some days, like after I've had arguments with my baby moms or Dealing with tough news about my family, it's hard to just get out of bed, let alone put a smile on my face, and to go be kind and generous to people and try to make a world a better place. Some days it's just really hard, and sometimes people just make it harder. But I guess that brings me to my final point. Number 4, Rome wasn't built in a day. Everyone's heard that before, and everyone says it at some point, but I think it's pretty relevant to keep my focus on. A lot of people criticize me for keeping the hours I do. A lot of people are quick to call me out for getting taken advantage of, or when we only do so many sales but provided 10 times as much product for charities that came knocking. They are critical of me having staff and paying them what I do. Frankly, I'm not sure anyone is completely in my corner here on this. I wouldn't expect my staff to stick around if I wasn't paying them. This isn't their dream. My girlfriend and mother of my child has had a really difficult time bearing so much of the burden of taking care of our daughter at home because I'm here all day, every day. I'm missing all of that and all of her growing up. But that's part of what it's going to take to make this work. Inspirational people say things like, you just have to keep going, and that's obviously easier said than done. But I haven't accomplished what I have so far because I'm willing to give up. In fact, I would argue that I am very willing and prepared to keep doing this all day, every day. Because yes, there are people who come in and they don't get it. And guess what? They will never get it. They're the Luddites, the bigots and the jerks and the selfish people who can coast through the world where others keep things rolling. But those people can't exist without people like me. To all you haters in the comments, honestly, keep commenting. Keep posting. It does wonders for my engagement, and it does nothing for you but make you look like a jerk. Or a sexist. To the people who look at my store and can't see anything other than a toy store or plastic junk, I think the best thing you can do is come in and try on our shoes, or basketballs, or take a look at our prosthetics. Play a 3D printed violin, or listen to some of our speakers, then tell me it's a toy. Finally, I think to the people who question if I could or should do this, people who just see parts of the puzzle, but not how it all comes together, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will Print and Play be. Let's not forget my claim that once upon a time, I was a pretty good director myself. And even if I am emotionally beaten down and drained, I can still put the pieces together and see a very clear path to victory. This has cost me a lot, but it will never cost me everything. Let's not forget about that mysterious invention I keep talking about, the one I keep saying I'll tell you about in a future video. Let's just say that solving the problems that other people can't see can create opportunities they would never have access to. And I know that the problems that this store solves are truly viable, and that the cause and philosophy that this business stands for are righteous and just. Once again, thank you to all our patrons out there. Thank you to everyone who comes into our store. Thank you to everyone who orders online and everyone who's picking up what we're putting down. Your support means the world to me, my family, and also our incredible staff here at the Store of the Future. Because that's what Print and Play is, the Store of the Future.com. Stay tuned for more content, more announcements, and more fun. See you on the next one, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and check us out on Patreon. Goodbye.